Yo, what's going on everyone? My name is Ishiti, and welcome to my impressions video of the Division 2 beta. So I did get access to the private beta, and I was playing it this morning, and I want to kind of give you guys my thoughts and opinions about the game so far. Now, I definitely have not played the Division 1 as much as a lot of people have. I started playing the game, I would say around early last year, so early 2018, I actually picked up the game and started playing it, and I definitely really liked the game, but there was a lot of issues that I had with it as well. But I really am starting to feel like Division 2, from what I have played of the game so far, has kind of fixed some of these issues that I had, and I kind of want to talk about them in this video. So first things first is that I kind of want to talk about the overall movement of the Division 2, because one of the biggest problems I had with the Division 1 was how clunky your character moved around, and that couldn't have been fixed any better within Division 2, because the first thing I noticed when I started playing Division 2 was how fluid my character moved around, how just silky smooth my character moved around. It didn't feel clunky. It didn't feel very tanky, like my character was like fucking fat and heavy. It felt really good. It felt really smooth, and I think the developers did a really good job at making the movement feel a little bit smoother, because now it feels like, you know, when I go and I dodge and I turn and I aim and I do all these things, it feels very smooth, and you'll even see me just like do some really fast movements here in this gameplay footage. It was very nice. It was a very welcome change for me. Now, I could be totally crazy. It might completely feel the same. Some of the Division veterans might say that it feels the exact same as the first game, but for me, it feels like they definitely made it a lot smoother. Now, another thing that I really like about the Division 2 is how enemies do not feel like bullet sponges. They feel like, what would be the proper word? They feel fun, you know. I never really felt like the enemies that I fought were doing some unfair shit that was just completely annoying, and I really enjoyed how fast enemies, you know, some of the weaker enemies, the more basic enemies were dying, but to kind of counteract this, to kind of balance this, the developers have made enemies do more damage to you, so you will see a lot of times my health just completely just drain. But another thing to counteract that is that the medkit system has changed. So now the way the medkit system works is now you hold what button was it again? The right D-pad. You hold the right D-pad button, and you hold it, and you will gain full health from it. And it's such a welcome change. And another thing that they added into the game is body armor. So now you have body armor, which is the orange bar that's below your health bar, and it's body armor. You can actually like equip body armor, like if say your body armor goes away or something like that. I believe you can actually equip it, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong, but or I think the yellow bar actually might be the body armor, or I'm sorry, not the yellow bar. If I'm not mistaken, the white bar is actually the body armor, and the med kit is kind of like you equipping your body armor. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really look into that, but I will look into that, and I will give you guys a little follow-up in terms of you know, something in the description or something in the comments below. But overall, the game feels really nice, and another welcome change I really like is also the bosses. Now, I only fought one boss so far, and it was one of the you know, yellow barred enemies. But another change that they have in this game is that the yellow barred enemies, the bosses, now have body armor on. So that's kind of where they get like their bullet sponginess from, instead of like them being actual like bullet sponges, I guess you could say. So like what you do now is like when you attack a specific piece, body part, you can actually like destroy that piece of armor from that boss, and you can kind of focus on that one specific piece. And this is such a welcome change, because one of the biggest problems that a lot of people had with the Division 1 was that enemies were bullet sponges, and you can see right here I just melted a purple health enemy, which are kind of like, they're not necessarily bosses, but they're kind of like second to I don't want to say second to bosses, they're more second to the more elite enemies, the kind of yellow health non-boss enemies from the first game. And it was really nice that, it kind of, from what it feels like, it mitigated my biggest problem with, for me, with the Division 1, and that was going through, when you're playing the game solo, it really feels like the challenge is there unfairly. It doesn't feel like, in terms of Dark Souls, now I know Dark Souls and this game are two completely different genres in some sense. Dark Souls is challenging in a way that it makes you kind of do things differently, and it challenges you to become better. This game feels like it's more the Division 1 felt like it was more frustrating, to do things, in combination with the more heavy, clunky movement controls. It really, honestly, as a solo player, didn't feel like a good experience. At least to me, that is. I know that is completely subjective. Some people might find that differently, but when I was playing through the Division 1, it felt more frustrating, especially at the time I was playing the game. It was really hard to matchmake with people, and my friends didn't want to play this game, so I would spend like 20 to 30 minutes, like, hopefully someone would matchmake with me, and I would find one person, to matchmake with, and we would just be getting absolutely destroyed in a mission because we were getting absolutely melted by these enemies. And these, when we were attacking these enemies, it felt like they were just absorbing all of our bullets. So, so far from what it feels like, the Division 2, is kind of mitigating, getting rid of the problems that I had with the Division 1. Now, I'm not going to give you guys a on the table for sure. The problems, the game is definitely fixing them. This is only the beta. There's still the full game that we need to see. I still need to level from 1 to, I'm guessing the level cap's going to be 30, and then there's still the end game content I need to play, such as raids and stuff like that I need to experience. So from what it seems like, I'm really enjoying a lot of the changes that the Division 2 is making, from the more smaller changes, such as, the pictures of, weapons and stuff like that are now actually pictures instead of being white silhouettes. It actually gives you a better glimpse of the weapon you're using and what it looks like. Weapons, in my opinion, and I could be completely wrong, but weapons feel a lot more like they have a punch. Like the sound design of them, and the overall feel of them feel a lot more realistic compared to the Division 1. I could be completely and utterly wrong, but it's something that I personally feel. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I will definitely definitely correct myself. But from what it feels like, I'm really enjoying the Division 2. I'm really enjoying the changes that they've made, such as, the body armor on both the character, your character, and the bosses. Enemies feeling less bullet spongy from them, with the customization options. And so far, we haven't seen what the character customization looks like, but from what I have seen in terms of interviews of the devs, they have worked more towards giving the players more customization options in terms of creating a character, which I think is really cool. But yeah, so far, what I've played with the Division 2, I'm really enjoying it. If there's anything that I got wrong in terms of the if there's anything I got wrong in terms of, what I've said, please correct me in the comments below, and I will definitely 100% fix what I've said, and in terms of either an update video, or I might just put in the comments or the description or something like that, and I will definitely make sure that people unaware will get the proper information. So this is just a short video. I don't want to make this video too long. I still have a lot of the beta to play. This is only just a small snippet, so I will definitely make an update video once you know, I find out different things and whatnot. But yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. If you guys have not watched my my video kind of discussing my my change in terms of content, and I will no longer be doing Let's Plays on this channel, please go watch this video, or I'm sorry, not this video, that video. I have a lot of work in terms of content, so it's going to be a rough change, but I will pull through, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Please, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Like always, my name is HGT, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.